Welcome guys, welcome. So I just want to quickly do a live stream tonight and kind of go over what you guys should be expecting for the next very 2 short trading weeks. There is a very good target that not just me, but many eyes are on this specific target for the S&P 500 for SPY, and specifically SPX for everyone who likes to use SPX. So for SPY, if you guys see on the title there, we have 479. Excuse me. So basically, let's talk a little bit more about what happened yesterday. So as expected, yesterday's price action was a very quick, large move down. We saw that increase in vol, and it's obviously we're going to have very big moves in volatility when it's been compressed down to historical lows. And usually we tend to see a lot of day traders, and specifically the 0DT day traders that come in with huge amounts of opening volume, and they just pound the options flow until the market gets really moving here. And so that's essentially what happened yesterday, and that's the reason why we had a spike in volume 2 as volatility expanded from its very compressed state, and eventually we're able to come back down and retest the daily 10 SMA. And I told my members this last night that this could be the start of at least 2 to 3 days of a textbook pullback, because again, we needed it, right? However, I was a bit skeptical, because this move down yesterday, this basically allowed the RSI on SPY, the relative strength index. Okay, so let me show you guys that. Okay, to go from around, I believe it was around 72 yesterday, to closing at 64.15. Okay, so the RSI was able to recalibrate back from being way overbought back to being, quote unquote, in a normal and very strong state based on that RSI value. So, it really allowed me to, at least believe that there could be a potential pullback to at least the daily 21 SMA if today was going to be a continuation of what occurred yesterday. Okay, now, again, it's going to be a bit harder to try to convince everyone that we're going to be moving further and further to the upside, as we have already done since October's lows. Right, this is a large move, and we've been making new year-to-date highs. So, I also told my members last night that, even if we don't see a typical textbook 2 to 3 days of a pullback until we retest the daily 21 SMA here, my light blue line, as we continue to move up higher and into next year, we will most likely going to be seeing more short positioning near the top here, right? Near this top area that we've been kind of we've been starting to consolidate around this area. And this positioning is going to be for a potential move lower next year on the month of February, right? So the theme of seasonal trends and seasonality trends overall continue into the early few months of 2024. Then February should be, an average, a weak performing month. So, the fact is now, right? So based on all this, okay, the fact is that we did not get that continuation to the downside today as we continuously held the daily 10 SMA, okay? And we ended up forming a nice inside day candlestick. So this basically proves that yesterday was mostly all just 0 DTE traders who decided to just come in with the great amount of volume and push the prices lower. And so overnight we had a nice bounce, and which is the reason why we got a nice gap up on a lot of the names that were pushed lower yesterday. And we continued to hold the previous day's lows, which was at 467.82, and on top of the daily 10 SMA as well. So to me, today's action clearly indicates that we're most likely not going to be seeing a large pullback anytime soon, until most likely we head into February of next year. And so in the meantime, what will be our price targets if we're going to continue to go up higher, right? So first of all, SPY, the near-term target is going to be 479. I've been talking about this. I even said it in my Twitter page a couple of weeks ago as well, that 479 is going to be the main key target that the market will most likely be moving towards. And it looks like, well, we're not that far away. All right, yesterday we made a new year-to-date high, at 475.90. So as long as we are able to break over this, we will eventually head towards this magnet level of 479. Now, if I translate what I just said there, that the markets can continue to go up higher into next year and into, all the way up into February of next year, SPX has a possibility of hitting 5,000. That's right. New all-time highs, right? And based on the monthly time frame here, I even told you guys this a couple months ago as well. Monthly, actually a couple weeks ago as well too. Monthly and the weekly of the S&P 500 for this year looks absolutely bullish. Right, we're looking at a very huge macro cup and handle chart pattern that we just broke out of, right? And this breakout will continuously go all the way up into that 5,000 number. Okay, so the 5,000 whole number level is what everyone has their eyes on. Even the financial institutions are looking at that 5,000 because they've been putting out these great bullish targets around this 5,000 number, even higher than 5,000 number, this value here. And that could mean for SPY, we could be possibly heading up to 500, right? So, or at least around 500 for the S&P 500 here for SPY. But overall, I think as long as we continue to uphold the momentum daily 10 and 21 SMAs, as I've told you guys many weeks ago as well, we will continue to move up higher and higher and higher, even if we see a rapid move down like we saw yesterday, and we retest either the daily 10 or the daily 21 SMAs. And so far, and with that information, we've been able to retest the daily 10 twice. Okay, now you guys have to keep this in mind, because on the third retest of the daily 10 SMA, what we tend to get is a break below the daily 10 at the fourth retest of the daily 10 SMA. It's almost just like retesting a major level, like a major level of resistance or support. If the same type of, rule, quote unquote rule, can be applied to the SMAs. So this is our second retest of the daily 10, which means either on the third or the fourth retest, we can see a potential loss of the daily 10 until we can actually see the first retest of the daily 21 SMA. So yesterday, there was a chance for the price to move below the daily 10 early, right? Except today, that's not what we got, right? Hey, welcome guys. You guys actually just came in at a very important time, but you guys did miss quite a few good pointers here that you guys should know for the next few weeks and into next year and maybe into next February of next year. So make sure you guys watch the recording. So again, SPY 500, SPX 5000, right? Those are the respective levels for each of those two tickers that everyone is having their eyes on. Remember, all the banks, the hedge funds, the institutions, they're all looking at that level. Okay, so the S&P 500 here, as long as we continue to ride over the daily 10, the daily 21, we will continue to slide up on higher. We'll trudge up higher no matter how long we decide to consolidate, no matter any down days, how many down days that we have. As long as we continue to hold over the daily 10 or the daily 21, we will continue to move to the upside. Okay, so hopefully that was a good, I think, almost 10 minutes of a review for the market and what you guys should be expecting into next year and into the end of the week, end of the month here, end of the year. And again, we have a very, very short 2 weeks ahead of us. And usually we tend to get a very, very low volume, but at the same time, we tend to get a nice squeeze to the upside, which is why we tend to call it a Santa rally. So if you guys forgot, Santa rally tends to come in tomorrow, right? At the end of this week, right before the Christmas week. And right after Christmas Day, we continue to see the Santa rally all the way up into the first 2 to 3 days of the new year. So all the way up into the 2 to 3 days of January of next year before we see any type of a large pullback or any type of a non-bullish move to the upside. So make sure you guys have that remembered. Okay, I already told my members this a couple days ago. So again, if you guys want all of this information and even more, there's a lot of information that I always leave out because again, they're reserved for my members and students. Make sure you guys DM me on Instagram or PM me on Twitter, whatever you guys want to do. But I am on all the popular social media platforms. Okay, so again, if you guys want more of my analysis, make sure you guys DM me on Instagram or DM me on Twitter. All right, I will be answering you guys. So again, SPY, first of all, make sure you guys are taking a look at this first target at 479 and ultimately the long-term target to 500 and SPX obviously 5,000. Okay, so I want to go over IWM as well. So small caps. So small caps also had a nice recalibration of the RSI back down below from being very overbought around nearly the 80s here. And yesterday's move was able to bring down the RSI back down below 70. And today we had more strength coming in today and a very nice inside day candlestick like with every other market ticker here like the S&P 500 or even the Qs, I believe. I'm pretty sure the Qs had also an inside day today. Yep. So IWM, I've been looking at this ticker a lot because again, small caps, I'll go over this quickly. I've went over this multiple times now. I went over this earlier this year too, back in February and March. So, on IWM on the monthly time frame, there's been a large demand area from 165 to 170.50. I pointed this out back in, between October to November, that transition from October to November, which I also talked about in summer of this year, right? At the very start of quarter 3 of this year, I told you guys that if you do see a very big pullback or a textbook pullback of at least 10% in quarter 3, we will be seeing somewhere around late October to November, that transition between those 2 months, we will see the official pivot of the markets, right? And that's exactly what we got, where we saw a nice pivot on October 27th. That was the exact date, right? I'm gonna remember that day forever. So we were absolutely spot on with that pivot. And IWM was able to also reap in that pivot up higher, and thankfully IWM has been on an absolute tear the past 2 months. So as long as the market continues to move up, IWM will also do well as well. But if you guys remember, it's definitely going to be possibly, well, I'm still doing my research, but there's a good chance that we can be seeing small caps leading into next year. We can actually be seeing small caps leading into next year, and this could come whether or not the entire tech market is still moving up higher and leading, right? Because again, software and semi names have been the ones that have been leading the market uptrend here for, well, this entire year. And even if they don't if they start to reverse, or if they start to consolidate this entire year's move, I believe IWM can actually continuously move up higher and possibly lead the markets into next year. Okay, and I can't also forget about mid caps, right? MDY. Okay, so mid caps are in the same situation here as well, right? Very, very large consolidation that's about to come out of for I think it was almost 3 years here now. Right, 3 years of consolidation, but IWM obviously has a lot more depth to this consolidation for the past almost 3 years. So that means IWM has a lot more room to move compared to the mid caps. So that's the reason why me and the students and my members here and a bunch of other eyes are looking at IWM into next year. Right, there's a reason why. Right, I've been explaining this to you guys for the past couple of weeks. I even called it out for you guys so that you guys should. You guys should have been taking notes and to be obviously been paying attention. So, IWM, again, the weekly, monthly time frames, whatever higher time frame or LTFs you guys are looking at, HTS, higher time frames, just continuously look at IWM, because as long as we are able to break over this 198.52 200 supply area, we should be able to completely break over that $200 whole number level, this golden number that IWM has been struggling for to break out of for the past 3 times here, okay, or overall the 198.50 to 200 supply area. We should be able to see a large smooth run, a vertical run to the upside until we hit 209 and eventually 216, and obviously up into the 220s. So ideally, my target is going to be over 220s, but realistically, I'll be looking at 209 and 216. Okay, so as long as IWM ends up around 209 to 216, I will be very, very, very happy with that analysis. Okay, that I made, well, a couple weeks ago and now that I'm making now. that I'm repeating myself now. So again, make sure you guys have these levels on your charts. Okay, if you guys want to pause this video, if you guys are watching the recording, make sure you guys take a look at this monthly, or if you guys are looking at the weekly, doesn't matter. Just take a look at the charts, look at the levels that I made here, and put them on your charts as well. All right, it's very, very important to know where the levels are at. Okay, so if you go back down on the daily time frame, we are currently looking at, a very nice consolidation, to be honest. IWM has been very, very strong. We've been retesting the daily 10 SMA 3 times now. So that's a little bit of a cautionary warning sign, which is the reason why I gave my members and students this very early price path structure here that I've been looking for on IWM for the next couple of weeks into next year. So there is a possibility that we can still follow this specific price structure or price path, because again, what I told you guys on the S&P 500 with the daily 10 SMA, I'm going to transfer that and literally use it on this chart as well, because it still applies, right? So we've had 3 retests on the daily 10 SMA. So that means on the 4th retest, there is a higher probability or likely chance that we can be seeing an actual retest of the daily 21 SMA as well. And when that happens, what we tend to see is that the daily 10 and 21 tends to coil. And when it starts to coil with each other, just constantly going up and down, crossing over to the top and crossing back down to the downside, that means the price tends to consolidate, right? And that's exactly what I want to see before we make another large move or an attempt higher until we get to that 209 or 216 price targets. So that is kind of my ideal speculative prediction for the next couple of weeks, even into next month. But I don't know how easy that will be for that to even occur, or for that even to come into fruition, because IWM is currently in the strongest seasonality trend, right? It begins, small caps tend to be very strong beginning from mid-December all the way up into the first day and first week of February, right? So I told this to my members a couple of weeks ago as well for small caps. I think I told them like back in maybe mid-November, I think. Yeah, around early to mid-November. So IWM tends to see very, very good relative strength and very great performance from mid-December to right at the start of February. All right, so you guys might want to write that down or at least remember it. So that is one possibility that can completely negate what I just told you guys about a potential consolidation before we see any large move higher to these targets here that I have at 209 and 216, right? And it can completely negate this potential price path structure that I've drawn out here for IWM as well. Okay. Hey, welcome guys. Seems like a lot more people always tend to join in later in the night. That's awesome to see. Hope you guys are having a great night. But again, you guys have missed out on a lot, especially the first 10 to 15 minutes. So make sure you guys watch the recording. I say something very important about the S&P 500, specifically the tickers SPY and SPX, if you guys use that ticker. So make sure you guys watch that. But now we're gonna move on into some trade ideas that I've also gave to my members today. And that we are already executed. So MBLY. So this one is an absolutely, well, it's a very beautiful chart. If you guys take a look at the weekly time frame here, I mean, this is amazing, right? This is really good consolidation, especially for a very recent IPO. This one just IPO'd back in October of 2022. This is still a baby. Yes, it's over a year old, but that's very young. We don't have a lot of data to work off of, right? But based on the current data that we have on this IPO, we're making a very good base. And that's what we want. That's exactly what we want to see during kind of the price discovery phase of IPOs, right? They're discovering where they should be, right? What the price needs to be doing, where a fair value price may be, right? Or whatever it might be. But overall, the technicals here, MBLY has making this very, very large macro descending channel. And for the first time, I can't believe I'm saying this because MBLY has been a very, very popular name to be shaking out any bullish traders on this name because every single time it hit a major level of resistance, it would immediately come back down, reject on every single resistance level and start a new downtrend, right? But every single time that it made a new reversal to the downside, it continuously, it was continuously making a very constructive descending channel here, which is the reason why I have this nice descending resistance trend line, which is a part of this nice descending channel. So if you guys can't see it, okay, let's make a nice rough general trend line here. This is the support of the overall descending channel. So today, okay, this week so far, MBLY has actually made a pretty constructive bullish flag on the weekly time frame. Now this is interesting because every single time that we have come back down, come up to retest this descending resistance trend line, right? I mean, I don't think I need to say anything, right? I mean, I can literally just point it to you guys, right? I mean, right, it doesn't even have to be exactly at the retest of this descending resistance trend line, even if it's in the vicinity of it, like it occurred here, right? Or even at right here, right? This is 3 weeks ago, okay, not including this week. We almost always got a rejection. But currently in this specific area, for the past 4 to 5 weeks, including this week, we've been actually getting tight on the weekly time frame right underneath this macro descending resistance trend line. And so this is what really got me excited today, and this is the reason why I told my members that I'm opening up a position here, and on hopefully some of my members also took in this position too. But I love the fact that currently right now, based on today's close, we have officially broken over this descending resistance trend line and over the $42 resistance level. That has also been a huge crux to any bulls who are trying to make this bullish trade work out. And so if by the end of tomorrow, if we are above both of these two resistance levels here, okay, this descending resistance trend line and over 42 here, there's a great chance we can come back to this major level of resistance sitting at 45 or 44.75-ish if you guys want to be a bit more specific. But overall, 45 is a major target. And I am most likely going to assume that we're going to be seeing a major rejection as well at this level too. Because why? Well, we've seen the price reject at 45 multiple times over here as well, right? So again, this is another reason why you guys should always remember to master the basics of technical analysis. Right, and again, if you guys have any questions on that, I am here to help. Right, I am your guy of technical analysis. Right, I've been doing this I've been studying and doing this for 7+ years now. So, if you guys really want the help, always ask me. I am here. Okay, so MBLY again, really good. Again, weekly, monthly time frames, really good chart pattern here. It looks like it really wants to start a nice stair-stepping kind of chart pattern or a price path. Right here, I'll even give you guys a view, an inside view of what I'm thinking. Right, on the monthly time frame, right, something like that. Okay, something like that. Right, and obviously I don't care what happens after, whatever that happens here that I've just drawn. But as long as we reach 45 and potentially break over 45 and make new all-time highs, I'll be glad. That is my ideal situation for this name. And this is the ideal price structure path that I've just drawn for you guys. Right? Obviously, the monthly looks a lot cleaner because there's less candlesticks to work with. Okay, so MBLY, that is a potential trade that you guys should be taking tomorrow. If you guys aren't in yet, if you guys have not looked at MBLY in a long time, or maybe this might be your first time looking at MBLY. Okay, so hopefully that was a helpful trade idea. All right, so I believe on Tuesday I gave you guys one trade idea as well, which was PLTR, and that one turned out to be very nice. All right, okay, this we achieved, the members and I, students, everyone, we've all got a nice 60% run to the downside here. And to be honest, PLTR still looks like it's ready to move to the downside and hit $16 here. All right, if you guys want to go take a look at the analysis that I did in PLTR, make sure you guys take a look at Tuesday's live stream. It's in my channel, or just take a look at it and make sure you guys leave your own thoughts on what you guys think about PLTR and potentially a trade that you guys might be considering for PLTR, either to the downside or to the upside. As long as you know your reasons, okay, you guys should also know how much you're willing to risk, and obviously the overall risk to reward ratios, right, for all your trades. So PLTR, again, great trade. Now MBLY, could it potentially end up similar to PLTR based on the trade idea that I gave you guys in tonight's live stream? Who knows, right? But everything looks pretty good so far, and based on tomorrow and what is potentially going to occur tomorrow, which is going to be the first day or the official start of the Santa rally, we should be seeing MBLY seeing a nice squeeze to the upside, all the up to 45, and again, most likely a rejection, right? Because again, we haven't reached 45 in a couple of months. All right, so the last time we revisited this area or this level was back in mid-July, right, before we saw that nice Q3 pullback of at least 10%. So MBLY, make sure you guys have a look at this name tomorrow, okay? And the last one that I want to go over is Amazon. So Amazon, again, if you guys haven't looked at the technical analysis video that I sent to my members and students on every Sunday night, it's a private video, which I make public on Monday after market close. if you guys haven't watched that yet, well, Amazon was a great swing trade that we took last Friday, right? I'm still currently in, but I don't know if by my members, because again, well, I'm pretty sure there are some people who got kicked out yesterday, and also people who just simply took profits on Monday, because again, Monday, really good breakout, right? Really good breakout. Like this is really good, right? And so make sure you guys take a look at that video as well. It's the most recently uploaded video that is not a live stream recording. Okay, so it's the most recently uploaded video. You guys can't miss it. Take a look at it, right? And Amazon, so far, it looks like it's continuously ready to continue to go up and up until it hits 159, right? And that's another kind of pointer there for that video if you guys can't find it. Again, the title will have 159, $159. Okay, so you guys can't miss it, really. But if you guys miss it, I don't know what to tell you. All right, so Amazon again, this is really constructive price behavior. Yes, on the weekly, it's still overextended on the RSI, right? But again, the RSI doesn't necessarily mean if it's overbought that we're gonna be seeing a rapid move to the downside. We're not gonna be seeing like a candlestick like this on the weekly, or even like this one, right? It just simply means initially that buyers are very strong and the momentum is there for a bullish fervor, right? So again, the momentum is bullish, the price action is bullish, and the daily still has a lot more room to move thanks to the past 3 days, including today's price action, right? This is very structured price action, and that's exactly what we want to be seeing before we start heading up into and continue this move to the upside until we hit 159, which is my major price target, right? So this is going to be a very easy move to the upside. I mean, this one, again, unlike the rest of the market, and all the tickers that I've already talked to you guys about, like IWM and SPX, SPY, Amazon here has been able to actually retest the daily 10 and the 21. Okay, they both it retested both of these two SMAs and was able to catapult away from both of these two SMAs and is now currently pushing to the upside, which is exactly what we want to see, right? So, with this very nice bullish flag chart pattern and a very nice breakout out of this chart pattern, I firmly believe that this will be a very easy swing trade to the upside until we hit 159. Okay, so again, Amazon on the daily time frame too, the RSI not even overbought yet, which is also confirming the fact that what I just said a few minutes ago, or maybe a couple seconds ago, that this still has a lot of room to move to the upside until we hit 159. Okay? All right, so that is it for tonight, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this late night live stream, especially for the East Coast people who are watching me now. But again, if you guys missed the first few minutes, very essential, 10 to 15 minutes of this live stream, make sure you guys watch it. Okay, make sure you guys watch it after I stop this stream. You guys should watch it because I really point out some very important targets and very important information that you guys should know for tomorrow and the next few weeks and into next year. All right, and you really don't want to forget about it. Yeah, like you actually don't want to forget about it. So make sure you guys write it down or just simply try to remember it into next year. All right. Okay, so that is it for tonight. I'll see you guys, next week. And it's going to be Christmas. So happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you guys all. Hopefully you guys have a great time with friends and family. And make sure you guys are always having a jolly, very happy and joyful holiday season. All right, and thank you guys so much for always listening in, staying around, and just being able to use this analysis that I always give you guys. Always brings joy to my heart. So, it's incredible that you guys are always watching these live streams, commenting, liking the live stream, which again really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. So if you guys really enjoyed all the information that I gave you guys tonight, and including the trade ideas, that could be used potentially tomorrow or even next week. Make sure you guys hit that like button down below. It really helps. If you guys really have ideas of your own that you guys want to pass through me, or if you guys just wanted to comment on something, make sure you guys leave a comment down below, especially for the people who are watching the recording. All right. So with that, have a great rest of your night. And again, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I'll see you guys all next week. Thank you guys so much for watching.